We're going to do catechism. Okay. It's not what you think, okay? So everybody's like, sell this to me, please. So catechism literally means to it's echo, right? Kata is the Greek word, and then echo. It's like to sound down, to respond. Like it's a two-way conversation. This has nothing to do with any sort of entrance to the church or part of the church or there's no objective other than equipping us doctrinally to speak biblical truths, okay? And so what this is going to look like is there's right now I think we're going to finish up the thing this next week, but I think we're at 84 questions, and this is how it's phrased. So it's a question, and then it's an answer. And it gives you, and then the actual published, the one that you guys are going to have access to, will then have verses after it. And it'll be like, this is why, this is the answer. Here's the verses. Go look them up, right? Go read the verses and affirm that, hey, this is actually what I believe about this. We hope that this becomes Larry's going to play here in a second. You guys are looking at him. I'm finishing up. Aren't you guys happy? Look at this timing. Okay. We talk about discipleship, and it's like, okay, so what do I do? How do I do discipleship? This is how we're going to try to equip you guys to do discipleship. Go grab the catechism, and you can work through it with somebody. You can just go have some coffee and run through a couple answers, look up the verses, and see what you guys think. And if you're like, I've never thought that thought, I didn't know that that's what the Bible said, or I didn't know, I've never really spent time on that, or this seems weird, right? Good, okay, dig into Scripture, right? And allow it to speak. Okay, so how's this going to apply? We're going to print these things out for you. Like I said, there's 84 questions right now. If you're not familiar, so catechism, denominationally, Reformed Church has one, Baptist Church has one, there's a Catholic catechism, and so some of you might have weird emotional, attachments to it or whatnot. But this is legitimately how churches historically have helped their people grow in their knowledge. What is the right answer? And if I just asked you, who is God? You would probably go, well, and you'd start to say some things, and you might feel like, maybe not on that one, but on some other ones, you might feel like you're walking on some soft ground, going I'm not sure if I'm committing heresy here, right? Have you guys ever been answering a doctrinal question like that, and you're like, I'm pretty sure this is the right answer? Well, that's the intent. It's this helps give you the right answer. So what it'll look like is, and I know you can't read that, but it looks basically it's kind of grouped into different sections, and you'll ask a question, and then it'll be the answer. And I say the answer, not a answer. It's the answer. Now, if you see an error, or if you think you see an error, we are also fallible humans. And so please bring it up to us, and if it's not an error, then we'll be able to point to Scripture and help you understand why we think that that's true. But if it is an error, then we'll send out version 2 and 3 and 4 and however many we need to. But this is going to be a living, breathing thing that we're going to continue to expand on if we feel like that there's more things that we can affirm of doctrinally what the Bible teaches us. And so what you'll see under it is you'll have an answer, and then there's verses in italics, so you can go look it up. And it immediately points you to it. And so hopefully this could even be a resource that you guys would be able to go to and go, I wonder what is the answer on this, right? I had a question that was posed to me, what is conviction? I'm like, oh, that's great. That's a great question. Well, let's, and so we added it in, and we were this is what conviction looks like, and here's the verses, right, that talk about it, and you're like, oh, okay, now I get it, right? And then we added reflection questions. So if you're doing a discipleship and you're with somebody, or if you're doing this on your own, you read and go like, okay, why does this matter to me? How can I reflect on this? How can I, worship God in the midst of this? Okay. So what this is going to look like is this coming Sunday, we're going to start doing this during the church service as well. Okay, during the gathering. We're probably going to have one, it kind of depends on the questions, but 1 to maybe 3 questions that we're going to walk through. And it's going to look something like that. Question 8, what is the purpose of humanity? Our purpose is to glorify God and to enjoy Him forever. And so if you've never heard that before, you're like, is that my purpose? Right? This is why this becomes helpful. And then there's a bunch of verses, not on the screen, but there is in your little pamphlet thing that you'll have, right? And you'll be able to go, why do we say that? Right? And this is this is probably a big one for people. You're like, what is the purpose of life? Right? And this is what's God's wisdom versus what's the world's wisdom. And so that's kind of how we're going to work through this. And so I'm not exactly sure where it's going to happen in the gathering. Like where we're going to place it. We might experiment with different things. This is not a report card. You are not graded based off of this. You do not need to answer this rightly. We are not going to be quizzing you, but we are going to read it together and put it in front of us, and we're going to work through the entire catechism through the year, if not twice through the year, so that way we're getting more and more familiar with these things. So we think all of those things together are going to allow us to walk wisely and kind of shape us in a way that better reflects Christ in this world and our relationships with each other and outside the church. Tim, anything I'm missing? Okay. Zach? Bill?